Here comes the cold stuff, and with a little bit of wind, we're not going to see a lot of wind in most areas. It could be a little windier in the mountains this afternoon, but it doesn't take much wind once temperatures get cold enough to really drive the wind chill temperature down. So by this evening and tonight, as temperatures across New Mexico start to drop through the teens and single digits, some places near or below zero, put an average between about 0 and 10. As a wind speed of only 10 or 20 miles per hour pushes the wind chill well below zero, even as cold as minus 22 if the temperature is near zero. So that's the type of stuff that's coming our way. It's already cold, but it will be coldest tomorrow morning. We're already at 9 in Santa Fe and minus 4 in Gallup, but those temperatures likely to dip more tonight. So temperatures being held up maybe just a little bit last night because we did have a few patches of high clouds go through, and that maybe help keep temperatures up a few degrees in some of the northern areas. But you see not much is out there today. We may see a little bit of light snow in the northeastern counties, maybe to Sangre de Cristo this afternoon as the cold front comes in, but there's really not a storm system or anything to really whip up much snow. So that's why these amounts are so low. I mean, if you look at the forecast through this afternoon and even into the evening, we're talking maybe an inch or less around Taos and Las Vegas. You could see maybe a couple of inches or a little more way up high on the peaks, but essentially not much going on besides the cold pouring in. So on the weather map today, a cold front moves through to bring the Arctic air in. So that's why the coldest of air is still arriving later this evening and tonight. That means tomorrow morning will be exceptionally cold, especially behind that front over central and northern New Mexico. But today, not a very warm day either. 27 in Fort Sumner for a high, 32 in Roswell. That means pretty much the whole day is below freezing in Roswell. Only 37 tomorrow, but then we warm it up rapidly into the 50s and 60s most days later in the week as the warm air comes back. But in the southwest, not as cold here. Remember, the front is coming in from the northeast, so these areas not cooling off quite yet. So 55 in Deming is still pretty nice, but the farther north you go, the colder it gets. And in Farmington, right around 31 today, 34 in Grants, and a little breeze now and then to pick up the wind chill effects a bit on you the next few days. So could be a little windy as the front passes today, maybe some gusts over 30 miles per hour, but temperatures quite cold. 31 for a high in Farmington today, down to 0 tonight. A lot of places below 0 once you get out of there. In the northeast today, you could see, again, some light snow move in. I mean, we're talking very light. Not much of a story there, but maybe a couple of inches up in the mountains. That includes the North Mountains. Again, maybe ski country gets a couple of inches. Most everywhere else on the map gets practically nothing. So Santa Fe, 26 today, maybe a couple of light snow showers in the city, but really nothing in terms of accumulation. But very cold tonight, near 0 in Santa Fe, but then a warm up later in the week, and still pretty much a lot of sunshine in the forecast. East Mountains today near about 30 or so, but could get a little breezier, gusty here as that front rolls in. And in the metro area, upper 30s to near 40 south of town, mainly upper 30s or so in town. We're going for 36 downtown, but mainly 30s most of the afternoon. Just a cold day. Rio Rancho might touch 40 briefly today, but most of the day in the 30s. And then the warm air tries to come back later in the week. But today, tonight, and tomorrow, the coldest weather of this stretch. And in Albuquerque, the next 7 days, again, 36 today, 33 tomorrow. The temperatures come back up to near 50 or so by the weekend. But if you are doing anything today, tonight, or tomorrow morning, quite cold weather around the state. A little windy at times, not much snow anywhere, but we'll keep you updated on the cold weather here coming up this morning.